How are we doing? I hope you've all had a good weekend. I myself had a very good weekend, and it was a very strange Friday. Was it Friday when they did the election thing, the local elections? I think it was Friday. I lose track of time. Anyway, yeah, very interesting. Over the weekend. I made a video, and that's on obviously YouTube. And some people have had a look at that. Quite a few comments, quite a bit of interest in that, which was good. So what I thought I was going to do, well, I knew I was going to do anyway. I was waiting for the results to come in on these local elections, and it was obvious. Well, with everything that's going on with the sausage man.
The return of the sausages.
Yeah, that chap. He's still there. He's still there after that colossal beating. Had a massive, massive beating, didn't he? Unbelievable. And he's still there. And even when, yesterday, I saw that there was some backbench Labour MP woman. She came out and said that, she was wanted him out. I think she was going to try and, I don't know what she was going to try and do, whatever they do, these people, to get rid of one of them. And I said yesterday, as soon as I saw that, I said, she'll back up on this. I said, there's no question, she's gone off-piste, and she never got the memo that Starmer is Davos's man. And it's not about anything to do, in my opinion. This is all my opinion, by the way. It's nothing to do with Starmer and the political party. It's to do with who controls these politicians. And if they want somebody to stay in my opinion, they will stay in regardless. And he's still there. I said he'll still be there. And he still will be there. It's amazing to me. It's incredible. But anyway, I thought I'd have Oh, Beth Gish is here, everyone. How you doing? Good to see you. It's nice to see you. Yes, we're live on YouTube once again. So I thought I'd have a look into Rupert Lowe and this Restore Britain, the new political party, because purely for the fact that they've come out of nowhere. They've come out the blocks and they've come out of nowhere. And it's like game on, really. I think the last time I saw they had 130,000 members, which is a lot of people in 4 or 5 weeks, however long he's done that political party, started it. And I found it amazing that he's done, and then they done so well in Great Yarmouth, and some people are saying that they won't get any traction going forward. I can't see that being the case, personally, because there's so much, when it comes to the political side of things in this country and the way things are at the minute, there's so much unease. People are so unhappy with the way things are, and things don't look like they're going to change at all. So I think it's a breath of fresh air. When you get somebody like Rupert Lowe, which I'm going to get into more, and we're going to look at some stuff, but to me, he sounds honest. And to me, that's like really important, for as weird as it may sound. I mean, an honest politician. Have you ever heard of such a thing? But to me, it sounds like he sounds honest to me. Anyway, we're going to have a look. So I looked at a couple of articles. I looked at the left-leaning of an article, and then I looked at the right-leaning of an article, and I was quite surprised at what I found. I was surprised because I didn't expect to find what I found in the two different articles. So I'll show you the articles now. So this first one is the London Economic, and first poll featuring Rupert Lowe's party signals danger for reform. Tories. Okay, it's danger. Who don't like a bit of danger, eh? Who don't like a bit of danger? Anyway, Rupert Lowe has the backing of Elon Musk. Now, I didn't know that. I didn't know that until I started looking into this stuff. And because I thought before, what's his name? Nigel Farage, didn't he have the backing of Elon Musk at one point? I don't know what happened there. Anyway, he's got the backing of Elon Musk, and his new political party may already be splitting the right-wing vote. And there's a lot of comment about that as well. Like, this is just going to allow the left, more room. Well, I'll get into it more in a minute. Let's have a look at this. I haven't read these articles, by the way. I've had a brief look. But what I did see, I was surprised. Could the next... and I don't know how old they are. Hang on, I should... I'm good at this. You'll find out. I'm good at this. This was... when was this? It was the 15th of February. So it's a bit of... I suppose it's when he first started doing what he was doing. Could the next major threat to reform's insurgency come from the right? This weekend... And this is a left-leaning article, apparently. This weekend, Rupert Lowe, a former member of Nigel Farage's party up until... Too Shy is here, everyone! Hopefully there'll be a lot more of that as more people come in. I know it's distracting. It is what it is. It's a live stream. Come on, give me a break. A former member of Nigel Farage's party up until an acrimonious split last March launched his own political vehicle, and one pollster is showing that they may be a force to be reckoned with. Well, it tops up that it does appear that that's the case. What is Rupert Lowe's new political party? Restore Britain are representing a set of hard-right, zero-tolerance policies on immigration and crime. Is that a bad thing? Is that? I mean, you tell me in the comments. Is that a bad thing? To have a zero-tolerance policies on immigration and crime? I'd have thought we'd all want that, wouldn't we? Maybe not so many on the immigration, because obviously a lot of people are like, immigrants are welcome here, unless you're saying to them, well, do you want to put one in your house? And they say no. Too many laughs, Gus. Yeah, too many. They are in effect further right than reform. Rupert Lowe retains the support of most constituents in Great Yarmouth, where he's an MP. But does that translate on a national scale? And we'll have to wait and find out, won't we, I suppose? According to Find Out Now, their Snap survey suggests that there could already be some significant cut-through for Lowe's outfit. Respondents were asked who they'd vote for in a general election if a general election was held tomorrow and Restore Britain were on the ballot. Around 10% said they'd back the party. Now, apparently, not a lot of people know about Rupert Lowe and Restore, so it's been said. I don't know how true that is, but so it's been said. But 10%, so people do know him. According to Find Out Now, their Snap survey suggests that there could be already be some... Oh, I've just done that. Yeah, all right, you get used to it. Reform Tories could see vote share drop. What's interesting about this is that Find Out Now polls consistently put Reform up and above the 30% mark, even when they've slumped elsewhere. With Lowe on the ticket, however, their number drops down to 25%, putting them just 5 percentage points ahead of the Green Party. The Green Party. I've got a thing on them at the end if you want to see that. It's hilarious. Splitting the right and Elon's support. Through their methodology for this poll differs... What? Though... Oh, you'll get used to me. It's been a long day. Their methodology for this poll differs from other recent opinion polls. The basic takeaway from this data is that the left vote doesn't really change, but numbers for right-leaning parties do. Support for the Tories drops to 13%. I mean, I'm surprised anybody supports them, when they usually poll in the high teens or 20s. Critics of these numbers believe that Rupert Lowe simply doesn't have the profile or the wider brand recognition to be pulling in these numbers already, suggesting that most of his supporters are frequent social media users. He does, however, have one enormously high-profile supporter.
We are massive.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Critics of these... Oh, right, yeah. Elon Musk has previously stated that Rupert Lowe should have led the Reform Party. And last night he expressed his desire to see the former Southampton FC owner... I didn't know that either. He owned Southampton. How much money has he got? He's got a lot of money, hasn't he? Defy Tyrants is here, everyone. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you in the stream. Yeah, I didn't know that. He owned Southampton. Well, anyway, he was a former Southampton FC owner. Became what? Oh, became Prime Minister. However, with him on the ballot, a split in the right-wing vote looks increasingly likely. Now, that's a left one, right? And I suppose they're quite happy. They're quite happy that he's splitting the right vote, as they call it, right? I suppose so. That's why it's quite good. And then I looked at a right-wing one, and I was surprised at this because this is like the opposite. I thought they'd be all for it, but it doesn't. From what I read in the beginning, it doesn't really seem that way. This is spiked. I don't know. I'm not familiar with all these things. The vanity of Rupert Lowe. Restore Britain reveals the delusions of the very online right. See what I mean? This is supposed to be right, but Nazulium is here, everyone. Good to see you, Nazulium. Right, the right of British politics is having its your party moment. Rupert Lowe MP, ousted last year from Reform UK following a spectacular falling out with Nigel Farage, has relaunched Restore Britain, turning his erstwhile political movement, I don't even know what that means, into a fully fledged political party, positioning itself as the purer patriotic alternative to the supposed sellouts and subversives around Farage. Restore Britain is what happens when you confuse online buzz with actual electoral support. Just as a decade or so ago, the left convinced itself that Twitter was Britain, only for 14 years of Tory rule and Brexit to ensue. Now, very online rightists with more mobile data than sense are making the same mistake on X. They have memed themselves into believing that not only will Restore Britain make inroads in the next election, which they have, but also that Rupert Lowe could be our next Prime Minister. Anything's possible. Have you seen the state of the country? Have you seen the state? Are you happy with what's going on right now? I certainly am. I'm not seeing anything that's looking anything like that's positive. Anyway, I've lost me. Oh, it's adorable. It reminded me of when Owen Jones said Labour had the 2015 election in the bag because Russell Brand had Ed Miliband on his YouTube channel. Only this is infinitely more mental. So this is what I mean. This is when I looked at the articles. This was apparently it was right over on the right as an outlet for media, right? So I thought, well, I'll have a look. You know, I'll search Rupert Lowe and we'll have a look, see what it's. And this is like they really don't like him, do they? They really don't. Whoever this is who wrote this, really don't like him, which I like in actual fact. It makes me like the guy even more. The more the mainstream, for me, right, the more the mainstream media go against somebody, right, the more I like them. It's that simple. If you know, it's like now we've got I've got to do it. We've got the hantavirus. The hantavirus, right? Believe that at your peril, right? Do what you want with that. If you haven't learnt from the past, then you haven't learnt from the past. Hey mate, what's hantavirus like?
We are massive.
Oh, it's massive. Anyway, right. The same cannot be said for Lowe now. While he may boast north of 600,000 ex-followers, when he was booted out of Reform last year, pollsters JL Partners showed a photo of him to voters and found that 86% didn't know him from Adam, including 71% of Reform voters. His profile is undoubtedly grown since then. A poll commissioned by Restore claims 10% of the public would be tempted by a party led by him. But even if those numbers were borne out at the next election, and that's a monumental if, this would, at best, make Restore a potential spoiler party for reform. In an election expected to come down to the tightest of margins, in the presumably few seats Restore could manage to get any kind of ground game together. Oh God, it goes on. It goes on. When people talk of Lowe's rise, they are talking almost entirely about social media. See, this is how they were chatting. It's great because this got Yarmouth. There was 10 seats up for grabs in Yarmouth, and they got them all, and massively. They didn't just get them; they just obliterated everybody. Everybody. I really think, personally, from what I'm seeing, because I've never seen anything like this before in my life. They've come out. They're come out running, man. They've come out. They're coming along, and there's more and more. Apparently, since the I haven't got the numbers. I'll try and get them in the coming days, or if they'll release them when I see them. Apparently, since the local elections, apparently the Restore Party website crashed. There was that many people. See, these are saying nobody knows who they are, and they're burning it up when the masses don't even know. So what's going to happen when the masses, people that have got these views, who are tired of what we're seeing on basically a daily basis? You know, we're on YouTube, so I'm not going to get into it, but you know what I mean. These gangs, the crime. I mean, even Greggs in certain places now are moving the outside counters behind the counter because people are just walking in and taking everything. We're supposed to be a high trust society, and it's all falling to bits. Now, I have my own opinion on why that is, right? And I don't care what anyone says, and that's why another reason I like. Who's this? Kim Thomas. Hello, welcome. Right, what's this? Win by-elections, then go for it again in the council elections next May 2027. Well, if there's by-elections, that's going to be... I mean, that would be seismic, wouldn't it? I mean, come on, Kim. Imagine that. If all of a sudden there's a by-election and they've got a decent candidate for Restore... And they win, or he or she, you know, because there are only look. This is where I stand, right? There's only he and there's only she. All right, that's it. I'm not getting into it. I'm not doing it, right? Anyway, you know and I know. I've lost my place again. How can I do this where I don't lose my place? This is bad. Apparently it says Farage was leading protests. Oh, hang on, we're nowhere near there then. Oh, okay. I've lost the plot, but it don't matter. We'll continue. We'll find our way back. Don't worry. You're in good hands here. Don't worry. This is all for entertainment. Are you not entertained? Probably not. When people talk of Lowe's rise, they are talking about almost entirely. I've done this bit, I know. The former Southampton FC boss was one of the less prominent reformers elected in 2024. Then Elon Musk began giddily retweeting him, leading Lowe to get so carried away with himself, he began openly beefing with his then party leader, saying Farage was leading a protest party in messianic fashion. The manner of Lowe's expulsion from reform was rather shady. He was accused of making death threats to the chairman, Zia Youssef, which were apparently so terrifying it took Youssef 3 months to report them. The Crown Prosecution Service decided not to press charges, citing insignificant evidence. Since then, he has become the standard bearer of those cranky enough to believe reform has gone woke. The critique, such as it is, goes something like this. Reform is soft on illegal migration. I'd say that's true. Despite pledging to deport up to 600,000 illegal immigrants. Yeah, but Rupert Lowe says he's going to do millions and millions. There's a big difference there. And I believe him. I don't believe Nigel Farage. I don't trust Nigel Farage. I don't trust Nigel Farage not one bit. For me, I don't care who it upsets. For me, reform, right? Not generally, but they're controlled opposition. That's to me. That's what it is to me. That's what I see. See, I come from the area of 2020, 2021. You know what I mean? What was going on back then, and like what Tice was saying about the old pokey dokey, which I never had and will never have any of that. Never wore a mask, never social distance, none of that. I'm not one of that. See, I'm still here. Right, I'm not getting. We could do that on another stream if you want. Just let me know, and we could do that on another stream. But yeah, no. I saw them. No, I'm not having it. I've lost my place again. Shut up. I'll do what I want. My stream, I can do it if I want. I can do this however I want to do it, and you can't. You can complain in the comments, right? But I don't care. It is also soft on radical Islam. You can't be soft on radical Islam, can you really? Is there such a thing, though? I mean, see, again, you've got to be careful. It's really weird. And now, I'm not saying, oh, look at Gaz, he's going, oh, Islam, radical Islam. There's a lot of bad stuff in the world, right? And it's not... there's from all angles, right? I mean, all you got to do, and a lot of people might not like this, but I don't care. I don't care. That's why I like Rupert Lowe, because he just says, I don't care, and I don't care. Israel, what they've done to Gaza and what they're doing in Lebanon, I don't agree with it. Killing little children en masse. The Americans, when they bombed all them school kids, 100 odd little schoolgirls, right? Killed them all, double tapped them. I'm not impressed by it. I'm not having it. It's not. I'll do them on other streams, and I'll constantly call it out because I do not fucking like it. And the Epstein files with Trump. Who's in the Epstein files, mate?
Everyone.
Well, probably. It's all not right. It's not right. None of it. Anyway, I've gone off piste again. It also soft on radical Islam purely. It seems because British Muslims like Youssef and London mayoral candidate Layla Cunningham hold prominent roles. And you know the other things Rupert Lowe said, right? Rupert Lowe has said that foreigners, right, shouldn't be allowed to hold political position. I'm pretty sure this is what he said. I could be wrong. But basically, from what I saw, it's basically you shouldn't, if you're foreign to this country, you shouldn't be able to hold a political position. I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Who's that? Now to Siri. Dunes run our government. Is that now to see? I have no idea why people do these names, but it's good to see ya. It's really good to see you, in actual fact. Yeah, I hope you enjoy the stream. Hold there. Use support. Oh, right, okay. Like Youssef and London mayoral candidate Layla Cunningham hold prominent roles that both Youssef and Cunningham support banning the burqa and are vocal critics of Islamic sectarianism. Isn't enough for those who want Muslims, regardless of their views, banned from office. Oh, fucking hell, it goes on. They are also upset about so many Tories flocking to reform. I didn't like that at all. When I saw that, I was like, no way. No way, look at these people. It's just Tory light, isn't it? Tory Mark 2. Who wants that? Who wants that? 40? No more. We need change. I'll tell you exactly where I stand, right? I don't vote. Yeah, because it's all a puppet show. It's all a Punch and Judy act. It's a load of crap. They all read their scripts. You look at all of them. If it's not on an auto cue in front of them, so you can't see them reading the script, they've got paper and they're looking at it and they're reading it. I ain't got a script. I'm not reading nothing. If something's close to my heart, I can talk about it. I don't need to have a script about it. Which I would never be, I would never say never, but if I was like an MP, I wouldn't want to read a script, but you have to, because that's how they get there. Do you know what I mean? Think about it. They are also upset about so many Tories flocking to reform, even though high-profile defections have been an essential ingredient of any insurgent party's story. From the rise of Labour to the breakaway of the SDP, while many reformers were scratching their heads about Nadine Dorries, president of the Boris Johnson fan club, or Jake Berry, who was on TV defending net zero. Here's another thing. Net zero. Are you a Coventry geezer? Northampton originally. Northampton from originally. Now, I'll have to call you Nout. I'll call you Nout. You know what I mean? Unless you tell me your name now, I'll call you now. This is why I like streaming. This is why I prefer streaming to videos. Because I'd rather look at the chat if it gets busy and there's a bit of chat going on and have a bit of dialogue. You know what I mean? Because it's more interactive. It's much better. It's much better, don't you think? I think it's much better. And then because I can go anywhere with this. I'm on for an hour, so I can go anywhere with this. So if people start talking about something else, if you all started talking about Formula 1, I'd soon shift over to talk about Formula 1. I had many a mate from Coventry, though, all mental, full of stab wounds. Oh, can you say that on YouTube? God, forgot where I was for a minute. You got to be careful, ain't you? Oh, God, where was I? Shush. You put me off, you see. Good. Net zero, yeah, net zero. All of 5 minutes ago. The same can't be said for Robert Jenrick, Suella Braverman, or Danny Kruger, who, whatever else you might say about them as politicians, are clearly on the same teal-blue page. At the next general election... Oh, God, it goes on and on. Oh, no, is it nearly finished? Oh, it's nearly finished, thank God. At the next general election, we will put forward hundreds of qualified candidates from it. Yeah, and you didn't get anywhere. Oh, the next general election. You'll be gone by then. Suggesting reform are the Tories too. They are. They will not be failed ministers. They will not be politicians. I can't help wondering who these people are going to be. Those who couldn't clear reform's vetting procedure. Oh, are they talking about Lowe? I've missed a bit. I've got to go back. I've got to go back. Who's that? Drew P10 is here, everyone. 2 private secretaries of ministers have resigned. Have they? I don't know. I ain't seen the latest. I just know Starmer's still there. I knew he wouldn't go. At the next general election, we will put forward hundreds of qualified candidates from outside the existing political establishment, said Lowe on Friday. Suggesting reform are the Tories too, which they are. They will not be failed ministers. They will not be politicians. That is a breath of fresh air to me. I can't help wondering who these people are going to be. Those who couldn't clear reform's vetting procedure. He might think reform has become a retirement home for failed Tories, but if it's not careful, Restore will become a clown car for people too batty or racist for reform. Jesus. See, this is the other thing. If these people think, what is it? Hang on, I wish I hadn't got such close names. I'm a simple machine. Give me a break. The people, right, let me get this straight. Reform and restore. Right, reform and restore. It's bad news. Reform are Tory too, aren't they? They're Tory light. And restore, and people think reform, right, are like the Nazis.
The Führer couldn't have said it better himself.
I know, mate. You know what I mean? They think they're these lot. They sort of think they're that lot, right? But if they think that of reform, they haven't got a clue what's going to come with restore. They haven't got a clue, have they? If that's what they think of reform, restore are a whole different beast. It's a whole different animal. And people have had enough, and enough people are saying this is what we want. This is what we want for Britain, for England. Anyway, I know many people who think Lowe, who like Lowe because they see him as another noble crusader against grooming gangs. He's even done that, isn't he? Because Labour said they were going to do something about the grooming. They were going to hold something, and they never did. They put 10 million for an inquiry, and I don't think they even did it, did they? Where Rupert Lowe got funded to do their own report. I don't know if they've put that report out yet about all that. See, it's a hot. The media, see, the establishment, they don't want to touch it all, do they? They don't want to go near it because, in my opinion, it's all by design. Grooming gangs, mass migration, and all the other very real ills of multicultural Britain. But he has also turned the heads of the racist freaks who just want to deport everyone who isn't white British. People like Steve Laws, a remigration influencer who has offered Restore Britain his enthusiastic support, calling on his fellow travellers to get involved. Paul Golding of BNP offshoot Britain First has also rode in behind. I doubt they'll be on the candidates list. Lowe hasn't gone as far as them himself, but his dark, plodding diatribes, he once said we would detain illegal immigrants on an island and let the midges do the rest. Brilliant. Who else is going to say? Who else is dare to say anything like that? Who else dare? Nobody dare. The guy's going to need security though. The bigger he gets, he's definitely going to need security. 100%, no question. Because if he is legitimately anti-establishment, which is not anti-establishment, but if he's against like the Davos crowd or the new world order, right, and all that lot, if he's against that, the puppet masters, they don't take kindly to the apple cart getting upset. So that could be problematic going forward. We will see. It's interesting. I find all this very interesting. Said we're illegal. Let the midges do the rest. Clearly appealed to more hardcore ethno-nationalists who are electoral kryptonite. Almost a year on from his break with Nigel Farage, everything Lowe once said about reform is much more true of himself. If Farage was messianic and leading a protest party, what does that make Restore Britain? Built entirely around one MP and his ex-account, who clearly fancies himself as Britain's white steed riding saviour, a party for whom the best case, though still unlikely scenario electorally, would be depriving Reform UK of votes. That's what they're worried about, isn't it? And risking some lab green lib Frankenstein collusion. Also, he can bathe in those sweet retweets. The vanity of it all would make Zara Sultana blush. That was a right wing, you know. I weren't expecting that. I never read it all previously, as you can tell, you know. But I weren't expecting that at all, like a little hatchet thing. But that's what they did. You know, they're not the level of it because they see it as fragmenting the right. You know, it's diluting it all. But I don't think it will necessarily dilute it all. Now I want to show a video now, right? And because some people might not know about Rupert Lowe because they said there's not many people that do. And you can read stuff like that and you get all this, whoa, like, that's a bit heavy. But let's have a look at what he's actually saying, shall we? Let's have a little look.
I have chosen to speak to you today from the farm because places like this represent what proper Britain is about. Hard work, responsibility, effort, duty, stewardship. This is the England I know, and this is the England that I love. On a farm, you don't think in election cycles or headlines or polling. You think in seasons. You think in generations, in what you leave behind to those who come after you. And that's why, here on the farm, I am now launching Restore Britain as a national political party. I'm now going to dedicate my life to finding...
Dedicate my life. I mean, I honestly can't remember. I don't think I've ever heard a politician speak like this. I really don't. It sort of touched me, you know, when I listened to him. He's going to dedicate his life. For me, that's massive.
Organising, funding and providing hundreds of qualified candidates to present to the British people at the next general election. This process has already started, with invitations being issued to patriots in aligned political parties, Reform, the Conservatives, the SDP, Advance, and more. In local politics, we will work in partnership with localised political parties, such as Great Yarmouth First, that have the best interests of their residents at heart, combining our forces at the next general election.
No, you don't want to get him knighted. Now to see here. I'll get that now. Now to see here. Nice name. Cool. No, I don't want to see him get knighted because you look right. Sir Jimmy Savile, right? Sir Cliff Richard, Sir Elton John, Sir Keir Starmer. You know what I mean?
The return of the sausages.
Yeah, all right, mate. Do you really want that? I'd rather not. I don't think it holds the same weight as it used to. For me, it's like some weird badge. It's like they're in that club when they've got that. It's very suspicious to me, all that. Anyway, we continue.
The men and women standing for Restore in that election will not be politicians. I promise you that. They will not be failed ministers. They will not be tainted by failures of the past. They will be from business, from the military, from science, from medicine, from education,
Brilliant.
From industry, representing real communities up and down the country. Every single
what it
one
needs.
will be from well outside the existing political establishment, and every single one will understand the difficult decisions that need to be taken. Because there are no easy fixes. I'm not going to tell you comforting lies about...
See, this is important. The honesty here is just brilliant. There's no easy fixes. There isn't. And he's not even going to try and sugarcoat it. He's not even going to try and say it is, which is excellent. Because we're sick and tired, aren't we? I am. I'm sick to death of hearing these politicians promise this, say they're going to do this, manifesto that, and then when it comes to it, when they get there, they're none of it. It's all nonsense. It's all lies.
All lies. All lies. It's all lies. All lies. Everything's a lie.
All lies.
I'm not going to tell you comforting lies about the condition of our country. I have only ever been honest with the British people, and I will be straight with you now.
Brilliant.
What is necessary will be incredibly painful. But for the first time in a very long time, voters will have a genuine alternative which is truthful with them about the scale of what now has to be done.
Yeah,
the first priority is to control who comes to our country, and more importantly, who stays in our country. Restore Britain will not just stop mass immigration, we will reverse it. Every single illegal migrant will be securely detained and then deported. The message will be unrelenting. If you are in this country without our permission, you will be removed. For the foreseeable future, far more people must leave Britain than arrive. If a foreign national is unable to speak English, lives in social housing, claims benefits, refuses to work, fails to integrate, commits crime, or even actively hates our way of life and wishes to do us harm, then they must leave or be made to leave.
See, this is the thing. So a lot of the people, like on the left, like they'd go, "Oh, you can't do that." That's if I went to a country illegally, right? If I went in on a little boat illegally into some other country, they wouldn't house me. They wouldn't give me benefits. They wouldn't give me doctors. They wouldn't give me this, that, and everything else and feed me 4 meals a day. They wouldn't do that. I've lived abroad. I've worked abroad. They wouldn't do that. I would be arrested, detained and deported. And that is how it should be. There are legal routes to come to this country, and if there are people that we need, and they're what this country needs to make it great or good or prosperous, then yeah, of course. I've lived and worked in a foreign country. I paid my dues there. I paid a lot in tax and all the other things, and people I had in my employ, I had to pay their stuff. Do you know what I mean? You can't just rock up, but they can here. Why? Why should that be? Why should this country pay for all the you know and I know. All right, you could be watching this. You're probably not, but you could be. If somebody's watching this and thinking, no. Tell me in the comments. Tell me why it should be so. It should be so that we should allow illegal immigrants to rock up and then spend over 10 million a day just on the housing. That could be used for so many other things.
Restore Britain will make our communities safe again for women and children.
Good.
That, I promise you.
Excellent.
If that means millions go, then millions go.
Brilliant.
We're constantly told that the economy needs vast swathes of low-skilled migrants. We know that's simply not true. What we need is to get millions of healthy Brits back into work. A radical overhaul of how welfare is delivered. Protecting those in genuine need, but not funding healthy shirkers to live off the back of hard-working men and women. If you can work, you must work. It really is that simple. Restore Britain will be abundantly clear. If you consistently refuse work, then you will lose your benefits. We will punish indolence, and more importantly, we will reward success. We will provide...
Now to see here says, what about legal immigrants, the Boris wave? The thing is, that all needs looking at as well, don't it? You know, it all needs looking at. Everything, all of it needs looking at. But who do you trust, if anyone, to look at it and then actually do something about it? Do you trust anyone in the main political arenas? Anyone? In reform? I don't. I certainly don't. But will he do it? I don't know. I have no idea. But I see honesty when I see him speak. That's all I see. It's blunt. It's some would say it's brutal, but it seems to me absolutely honest. And it makes sense what he's saying. When you look at the situation the country's in, it's ridiculous. Droopy, yeah, but you only have one MP. Rupert, off. So Droopy disagrees. One MP for now, Droopy. Little acorns come great oak trees.
Vast economic incentives for men and women to start businesses, generate opportunities, build wealth, and create self-sufficient families. Standing here today on the farm, I know exactly what it means to deal with energy bills, labour shortages, regulation, unproductive paperwork, planning restrictions, tax, and endless uncertainty. The state has definitively become the enemy of the people. Restore Britain will burn away suffocating taxes on work and enterprise.
Excellent.
We will slash unnecessary regulation. We will dismantle bloated quangos and the overbearing HR culture. We must crush parasitic Britain.
Defy Tyrant says, you don't think Rupert will have puppet masters, Gaz? Personally, in my heart of heart, probably. Do you know what I mean? Ultimately, it's easy, isn't it? You've only got to look at Trump, ain't you? How Trump sold it. And now look at what Trump has become now. All the things he said, and can you trust any of them? Really? I mean, really, can you? I don't suppose you can. Really. You know, is it that bad? Is it really that bad globally? That it's been so co-opted and taken over and there's the dark forces controlling everything? Probably. But there's a little... See, for me, if he is a little shimmer of not hope exactly, but just disruption, just annoyance and disruption, if he pisses off enough people, I am entertained. I personally am entertained. And obviously, if he weren't doing this, I would have nothing to stream about, would I? So, you know what it is. You know.
What?
I wouldn't have nothing to stream about, would I? What would I be streaming about? I'm not on the dark side anymore of the internet. I'm on YouTube. I have to behave myself. I can't just talk about hantavirus and start digging in deep to it, can I? No. It'll be misinformation, won't it? Like last time. You know what I mean? But anyway.
We will restore long-term, stable, logical policy so that businesses can plan and invest and grow again. But Restore Britain is about much more than numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about who we are as a nation.
Good.
And who we are as a people. Britain is not just an economy. Britain is not just an idea. Britain is not just a passport.
I mean, the thing is, he's on a farm, he's a farmer. I mean, when I was driving the Class 2 lorries, I was going to farmyards and farms and stuff like that to deliver, right? Feed and all sorts of stuff and great pallet loads of stuff. And these farming guys, they're genuine people. They're genuine people. It's not like he's pretending. He's a businessman. He's a successful businessman. He's a farmer. He's a politician. The geezer's sharp, mate. This guy is sharp. I don't care what they say about him. The fact is, if he's gone and disrupted all their apple carts, good. Because that's what it needs. But even though, think of it like this. Now, if he'd have been in Starmer's position, and then he would have got, this is what I think, right? If he would have got then battered in an election like that, I'd have said he'd have done the honourable thing and he'd have resigned. For the party and for the people, he'd have said, oh, all right, I get you, I can hear it, I'm gone. You know, we'll get somebody else in who might be able to do better for you. But Starmer's not going anywhere. Starmer is the Teflon MP. I said it from the beginning. He's not going to go anywhere.
The return of the sausages.
He's not going nowhere, in my opinion. I'll be surprised, right? So watch this space, and then in about 2 weeks, because that's what he'll try and do. He'll try and survive 2 weeks. If you can survive, when the media, apparently, I mean, it's never happened to me, so I don't know. But apparently, if you get a media attention on you, you have to survive it for 2 weeks, and then it's gone. And that's how it all works. I mean, look at now, like with the Iran. I don't know if you've seen my video. There was a guy on the news the other day saying that we're going to run out of petrol within weeks, who's close to Starmer and Ed Miliband. And apparently the discussion is we're going to run out of petrol within weeks. Now, I made a video on that, and hardly anybody's looked at it. I thought it'd go ballistic when this guy's on something like Sky News or BBC News or whatever he was on, and it just slipped out that he said, yeah, they've been talking and we're going to be run out of petrol within weeks. Not months, weeks. Look at that now. All of this, again, the political thing. Look over here. Don't look down there. Don't look at the shortages that are coming. But I'll get into all that tomorrow. I'm going to do all that tomorrow. Today is Rupert Lowe and Restore. If you haven't liked the video, please, the stream, please quickly like it. Press the like button. It really helps. And if you do like this sort of thing, please subscribe. That really helps as well. And it encourages me to do even more lunacy.
Don't talk like one of them. You're not.
I know, but you know what it is. You have to do that on YouTube. They all do it. Why wouldn't I?
Britain is a nation. Britain is a people. Our people.
Yes.
And Restore Britain will never allow that to be erased. We will celebrate our Christian heritage.
Good.
And the identity that built and shaped this country. Responsibility, restraint, forgiveness, duty, and fairness. In short, a high-trust society. That will mean defending our culture. That will mean resisting the relentless creep of radical Islam. That will mean banning the burqa, outlawing Sharia law, blocking cousin marriages, and reimposing our Christian-based rule of law. A Restore Britain government would legislate to ensure that no halal or kosher slaughter on British soil.
See, I like that as well. He didn't just say no halal, he said a no kosher. Because whenever I see these, what they call Zionists, It's finished. If he turns out to be a Zionist, right, and goes down that road, all over for me. All game over. Game over for me. You know, I don't care. The colours are shown, and I'll be done with him.
This is Britain, and we will do things our way. This political party now exists for one reason: to restore Britain.
Brilliant.
To make it a better, safer, and more prosperous place
Brilliant.
for British men and women
Fantastic.
to raise their families.
What's
it
not
will
good
be
about that?
difficult, and it will be painful.
Yeah.
But I assure you, it is possible. I hope you will consider joining me on this journey and becoming a member of our party. It is our country. It is now our collective responsibility to act.
Absolutely.
Together, we will restore Britain. Thank you.
Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal, in my opinion. Absolutely brilliant. And then you've got from there we've got you got the website. I'll quickly show you the website if you're interested in more. I was going to read more, but I don't think I'm going to have time really. So it's all there. The policies. Where is it? Policies. Our objectives. Reverse mass immigration. Reward the nation's grafters. Put British interests first. Rebuild Britain's industry, infrastructure and energy security. Restore Britain's social and cultural foundations. Make Britain safe again. Restore the National Health Service. Restore civil liberties. Restore a pro-British education system. Safeguard election integrity. Policy papers. Apparently, abolish inheritance tax. Retaking the English castle, restoring the British pub, mass deportations. Now, I think personally, I could be wrong, but I think there's a lot of people that were going to go for this. They're actually going to go for this. I can't see why. What the thing is as well? What have we got to lose? Because what have you got at the minute? You know, what is that? It might not be it. It might be a controlled. Who knows? I have no idea, obviously. But I think it's worth a punt, isn't it? It's worth a punt, in my opinion. Hang on, what was I going to show you? I'm in the wrong place. Hang on. I'm good at this. Shush. Right, yeah, so we got a bit of Nigel Farage. Nigel. Let's have a look at this.
Your former colleague and friend Rupert Lowe has just launched Restore Britain. Are you feeling threatened at all by Restore Britain? And particularly now he's had the backing of Elon Musk, and it could split your vote.
Does he have a profile on X? Yes, he does. Is Elon going to support him? Probably. But you see, when he stood up and said that we've got to consider the mass deportation of entire communities, including those born in the United Kingdom.
Apparently he never said that. He never said that. That's apparently that's not true. So although Farage is saying that, apparently he never said that. He said illegal.
That just moves way beyond a point of reasonableness, of decency, of morality. And that was the moment at which, I realised we just had to get rid of him and get rid of him as quickly as we could. And I think in terms of the way we dealt with that, we were probably more brutal than the other parties. But you know what? That's the way it's going to be.
Your former colleague...
And the thing is, another point on it, they got rid of him. I've lost a thread on it. Don't worry about it. Shut up. Do what I want. My stream. Too many laughs, guys. I do that a lot. It's not because I'm getting older and getting senile. I've just always been like that. I start talking about one thing and something else enters my head at the same time. Do you do that? Do you do that? I do that a lot. I can't help it. It's not good. It's not a good thing. It's a bad thing, in actual fact. Very bad. Very bad. Anyway, there was another thing I've got for you, which is again from Nigel Farage. I don't trust them. I definitely don't trust them. Me. Nah. No way. Oh, that's what I was going to say. See, it comes back in the end. A lot of people that voted reform, they voted for reform because Restore wasn't on the ballot. Now, whether voting does any... It's like I've said before. If voting did anything, if it changed anything, they wouldn't let us do it. That's why I worry about if Rupert Lowe is genuine, I worry for his safety. And I genuinely worry for his safety. Because the establishment, and I don't mean the political establishment, I mean the world in the shadows. I mean the people that really run the show. Really, really run the show. They're not going to be happy. What happened to Trump? Who's in the Epstein files, mate? Everyone. What happened to Trump? Why did he suddenly change his tune?
The party isn't even registered. He won't be on 1% anywhere, not even probably in Great Yarmouth. Thank you. The party isn't even registered. He won't be on 1% anywhere, not even probably in Great Yarmouth. Thank you.
Well, that aged like vinegar, didn't it? That aged like vinegar because he got 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Massive. Huge. Juggernaut of a thing. This could be... It's going to be fascinating if it is. I'm pleased about it. Because at last there's something in UK puppeteering politics that's at least entertaining. It's at least interesting. You know, it's not the same load of old garbage at this point. I just like it. And I really do hope, I genuinely hope he is the real deal. Because if he is, it's going to be so disruptive, it's going to be funny. I don't know how the mainstream media are going to deal with him. He's going to literally be called the next Uncle Adolf, the famous painter.
The Führer couldn't have said it better himself.
It's true, isn't it? They're going to demonise the man to bits. But when I watched that video of him, and there's other videos I've seen, obviously I haven't got time to do them all in one thing, it's just incredible. I voted reform in Wales. We got rid of Labour. Droopy. Well done, Droopy! Yes. Yeah, I ain't going to get into the Welsh and the Scottish and all that. Oh, there was one else. Oh, yeah, remember I said about the Greens? Before I go, I've got something really funny to show you. You're going to love this. The Greens, right? The Green Party. They're doing really well, aren't they, right? Oh, my God. This is just one thing. This is just one thing, right? I couldn't believe it. I was like, no way. I was like, that can't be real. And apparently it is. It's absolutely real. Which is, to me, is astonishing. Where is it? I've got to have it. Here it is. Hang on. Right, this is Mohammed Baghdadi, they call him Baggy, Khan, reporting for duty as a newly elected Green councillor in the Halliwell ward, Bolton, in his, wait for it, in his Lamborghini. Green Party.
Easy now, mashallah. Big lineup.
The Green Party. Your new councillor from the Green Party. They've all got their Rolls Royces and Lambos. Do you know what I mean? What's that do to the gallon? Not like I'm bothered, to be fair. You know, fair play to somebody if they got it. But to the Green Party, come on. They're taking the piss, aren't they? It's a hire car. Even if it is a hire car, now to see here. Even if it is a hire car, do you know how much they are to hire? They're not cheap. They're still. But even so, it's the Green Party. Should have turned up on his push bike, shouldn't he? Shouldn't he have turned up on his push bike? Too many laughs. Anyway, it's been great to be here today. I'll be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock UK time. We'll do something else. If you've got any suggestions on what you want me to chat about, put it in the comments. Put a comment, make a comment. You know what I mean? And I'll see if we can do it, or at least fit it in this week somewhere. Because we'll talk about. I want it to be about us chatting to each other. Do you know what I mean? And looking at stuff we all want to see. Make it interesting. It's been brilliant to be here. I really enjoy my hobby doing this. It's great fun. If you've got this far, if you could like the stream, and if sharing it would be brilliant. If you can do such a thing, share it and definitely subscribe. That would be immense. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you all again.